Hi, my name is Lisa, and I'm an instructor here at the Keystone Science School, and I'm here to teach you all about snow pits and how to do different tests in them. And I use my shovel right over here just to dig a really nice, flat, straight across wall, and I'm about to get ready to do some of my testing. So the first test that I'm going to do is I want to see how deep my snow pit is. So I'm going to use my ruler. These are really cool, how they unwind. And since we're scientists, we're going to do everything in metric. So I'm going to find my centimeter side, and I stick it right here in the bottom. And a great trick with these kinds of rulers is you can get it right up against that wall, like so. And then untwist this part, so that you can have your ruler standing straight up and down in your snow pit for the entire time that you are doing tests. So now that I can see how deep it is, I am going to see if there's some layers in my snow pit here, because that's going to tell me a lot about the snowpack and the history of the snow. So I've got my spatula, and with this, all I'm going to do is kind of slice it right down the snow. And while I'm doing that, I'm trying to feel any kind of difference as I'm going down, if it's getting harder, if it's getting softer. And any time that I find one of those differences, I'm going to take a popsicle stick. The colors don't matter, that's just that we can see them in the white snow. And anytime I feel one of those differences as I'm slicing the snow, I'm going to stick a popsicle stick in it, like this. So I just go down nice and slow, and right there already I'm feeling a little bit of a difference. So I just stick my popsicle stick in to mark it. And I'm going to do that all the way down the snowpack. After I do that, another way that I can double check is by taking a paintbrush, and I kind of paint away some of the snow and start to actually see some of those layers. And I can see, like, where my green one is right here, my top one, there's a definite difference in the snow as I'm painting it away. Pretty cool. I'm going to take some black felt, because snow is white. It's going to show up on this felt. And maybe I want to start at the bottom. So I'm going to just kind of put that into my bottom layer. Pick up some of my snow grains here. I'm going to find my magnifying glass, which looks like this. Put it right on top. And I'm going to take a close-up view of my snow right here. Pretty cool, huh? I'm going to do that for every single layer. Now, I'm not just going to guess based on what I see. I have a little chart that I can also put my snow grains down on top of. And this chart allows me to measure the size of my snow grains. And as you guys are going to learn, different snow grain types come in different sizes. So based on the size that this chart tells me, I'll be able to figure out what kind of snow grain I'm looking at here. The next one is going to be to check the aspect of my snow pit, because the way that my snow pit is facing direction-wise, like north, south, east, or west, could affect a lot of different things, like how deep it is, what kind of snow grains I have, how many layers I'm going to find. So that could be a really great thing to test, is how the aspect affects different parts of my snowpack. The test that I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the slope. I'm going to use this slope meter. And this is pretty cool. All you have to do is put this right on top of your snowpack, line it up, and you're going to see where that orange pointer points to. So whatever number it points to, that's the angle of your snowpack. The next big one is going to be temperature. Now here at the Science School, we have two different kinds of thermometers. We've got our digital thermometers, which really just involve you pressing the on button and putting your thermometer in wherever you want to measure the temperature. And then we also have our analog thermometers here. They take a little bit longer to generate their answer, but they work just as well. But we can actually stick this right here on the surface of the snow and give it a few minutes, and we can find out what the temperature is at the surface of our snowpack compared to the temperature at the bottom, and we can take a bunch of temperatures in between also. We can find out the density of the snow, and that can help us figure out what the snow water equivalency is going to be come springtime. And that's just a fancy way of saying if all this snowpack were to melt, how much water would we actually have in the end? And to find that out, it's a big equation, but you need to know the density of your snow. So we have this spring scale here and a snack baggie. You just hook your snack baggie onto your spring scale. And for density, you need to have mass over volume. So the spring scale is going to give us our mass, but somehow we need to have our volume too. So we have these 100 milliliter tubes. They're really pretty. And if, let's say, you were going to find the density in all of your layers. So let's say we were going to do this layer right here. So the top layer, you're going to stick this in. You got to fill it up so that it's full. We're going to put it in the little baggies. Sometimes this requires 2 people. And you're going to hold the spring scale from the very top, and you're going to see where your line goes to. And this will be your mass over that volume of 100 milliliters. And that kind of brings us to the end of our snow pit demonstration. And we look forward to you guys coming here and actually getting to dig your own snow pit and play around with these tools and create and generate some research questions